What do you think of when someone says mental illness? A quiet boy in the back of the classroom? A girl walking alone in a crowd? The truth is, anyone can be affected. 1 in 4 Americans experiences a form of mental illness in any given year. That's more than 60 million people. These are your friends, your family, your mentors, your icons. Many celebrities are now open about their struggles with their own mental health. And when everyone can be affected, anyone can be affected. These are just a few individuals who are leaving expectations shattered.
I sing, I dance, I act, and I model. Oh, with acting, I really could probably attribute that back to elementary school. And high school is, really where it took off. But I just released my first single that I like, as far as it being like a broad scale and like release.
The types of modeling I used to do were print, mannequin modeling, runway modeling, and commercial. 10 years to begin with, and then recently I did a fashion show last year, and that was the last one.
And I got started in the Miss USA organization when I was 15, and I was Miss Lynchburg Teen USA, Miss Southwest Virginia Teen USA, and then both those years I placed first runner-up at Miss Virginia Teen USA.
The me that I advertise is the me that I like. Whenever I'm just not that person, you would have thought that I'd just like quit my job and just like walked out and threw my computer on the ground. Everybody's checking on me, like what's going on? It gets to where, I don't want to do anything. Like I'm always tired, like just, crazy thoughts, go through your head and just, it seems like everything just happens at once too. Like when one thing is bad, everything just starts to kind of snowball.
This past October when I competed at Miss Virginia USA, they started this new, event, this new thing. It's a silent auction, and each contestant picks a charity of her choice, and they like sprung it on us. They were like, well, we're gonna have everyone come up here and, tell us about their platforms and why they chose them and why it's special to them. I think the moment my voice cracked and I could feel like the fear coming of me talking about was when I said, after an attempted suicide last December, and everyone's faces just kind of like almost went numb, like everybody was like in shock.
Agoraphobia is the fear of being around a lot of people. It's a fear of dying. It used to be a time when I would not get in the elevator. I did not drive for over 7 years. And when I say I didn't drive, that's like I wouldn't even get in the car and back it up because I would start hyperventilating.
With cyclothymia, there is no stability in your mood. It's always up or down. You don't really stay in the middle. You're not ever really in a comfortable mood. And when you're in a high, everything is great, and you kind of don't have a realistic perspective that things aren't always going to stay great.
I'm at work waiting for my breaks so that I can do things associated with my music or applying for a movie. My idol in the whole acting career and just as a person in general is Will Smith. As of lately, I'll have to give all credit to my older brother and my only brother, Boston. And he sent me an email on Facebook saying that, Will Smith was casting for a movie coming out, and it's untitled, but it's a NFL about concussions and stuff like that. So I was like, that sounds great. Went to my phone and started looking it up. Was applying from that day, and that was my first major film, and it was with my idols.
The sale of the season, Saturday only at Tallheimer's.
Most of the commercials that I've done, they were mall commercials for the holiday seasons. I know I've done for commercials for Christmas season, for Easter, and back to school. With me, some of the photo shoots, depending on the photographer. Sometimes you will get a good photographer, sometimes you get a not so good photographer. I had one really good photographer who really got me into it, and it was a thing where I really got my confidence level up. But sometimes photographers will try to come on to you.
Throughout your entire year, like your everyday life, it's kind of like preparing you for your pageants and competing. Fitness and maintaining like a healthy lifestyle is really, to me, I think the biggest preparation for not so much pageants that I've done before, but the ones I'm focusing on now. Walking, you have photo shoots, you have to really promote yourself. I've had my battles back and forth with hating pageants. I always go back to that feeling on stage when it's just like, it's like breathtaking. It's like you're literally feel like you're on top of the world.
It's when you have people that don't understand that you're doing this because it's something that's fun, but they think it's something that you're doing because you think that you're pretty. They would talk about me to the point where I didn't want to ride my bus. I didn't want to go to church because of the fact that they would always say, you know, they labeled me as Miss Pretty.
My freshman year of college actually was the biggest, just like almost wake up call for me, because I finally saw the really just nasty part of pageants. And it came from these forums that are online. They're anonymous forums. It's called a void board, and people from anywhere and everywhere can get on there, and they will say, you know, crazy hurtful things. People would go on there and they said, Destiny is a solid size 8, she'll never win a pageant. They also said that I needed a nose job and liposuction in my masculine arms. I kind of became like addicted to looking on the void boards.
The thing that keeps me going is my daughter. She's seen me go through panic attacks, but she's been a little trooper through it all. I gotta see life through before her, because I can't just leave her on this earth. It's a nasty world, and I can't leave her here by herself.
Also had a tumor in my right soft palate, which the doctor or a surgeon said that, you know, I would have to learn, you know, go to rehabilitation to talk again regularly like I am now. And that I would have to have plastic surgery to, you know, close it up, and that I'll basically hang my microphone up. I've got brain lesions. I had the seizures, the mini strokes, the tumors. I always think too, like, what if it opens back up? You know, if it closed on its own, who's to say it won't open back up? I've been at work at my desk and I just bust out crying, like, and I can't stop. And it's really scary, because it's like everything could be snatched from me. The only thing that will kind of, you know, bring me up would be my kids. Because it's like no matter what's going on, like I always want them, you know, to feel like everything is perfect. They've been like kind of like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow type thing. Like it can get really rough, but like at the end of the day, like, you know, I think about them.
I created my own platform. It's called Depression is Not a Dirty Word, and basically just speaking out about my story and advocating for mental health awareness and trying to minimize the stigma that comes along with mental illness.
Really, what I think it's going to take to change things is people coming forward and talking about these struggles that so many people experience and that touch all of our lives. Whether or not it experiences or affects each of us personally, it affects us by affecting our friends and our family members and our neighbors and our co-workers.
Take it one day at a time. Take it one day at a time, and know that you are worth being here. And, you know, God didn't make junk.
Being a performer and being a celebrity and all that looks, you know, real fun and looks great on TV. A lot of times you don't know the stress and the overall like depression that can come with everything on top of all that you have to do. And then when you add other health ailments into there, and then it just becomes too much. But you have to get to a certain point where you decide that you're not going to give up.
When that special feeling's hard to find, I'll be there with you to help you ease your mind. And if you wake up in the morning feeling blue, that's okay, 'cause I'll be right there next to you, helping you live louder, feel prouder, doing what you say, showing you be kinder, be wiser, living for today, telling you be stronger. Sure.